The 1965 2 shillings coin from the United Kingdom, commonly known as the florin, holds a special place in British numismatic history. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin marked a transitional phase as the UK prepared for decimalisation. Unlike earlier florins, which once carried regal imagery from the Victorian or Edwardian periods, this 1965 version reflected a more modern design style fitting for the post-war era. The obverse of the coin features a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by artist Mary Gillick. This effigy shows the Queen wearing a laurel wreath, echoing ancient Roman imagery. It was the first official portrait of Elizabeth II used on British coins and appeared on all denominations from 1953 until 1967. The detail in the engraving captures the regal innocence and emerging legacy of a young monarch who had just ascended the throne a little over a decade earlier. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the traditional Tudor rose, an emblem of England, boldly positioned at the center. This was surrounded by a Latin inscription, Fid Def, short for Fidei Defensor, meaning, defender of the faith. The denomination, 2 shillings, and the year, 1965, are inscribed around the outer edge. The artwork was clean and symbolic, representing continuity in the British monarchy and the endurance of its national heritage. The composition of the 1965 florin is cupronickel, rather than the sterling silver used in earlier years. This material shift was part of a broader economic decision as silver became too valuable for circulating coinage. While many collectors today might overlook cupronickel coins, certain variations and specific mints have become incredibly valuable due to scarcity, mint errors, and historical context. 1965 was also a year of emotional significance for the UK. It marked the death of former Prime Minister Winston Churchill, a symbol of national resilience. Coins minted during such pivotal years often acquire greater significance among collectors. As such, the 1965 florin is remembered not just for its design but also for the historical events that shadowed its production. Though not considered rare in general circulation, what makes certain 1965 2 shillings coins incredibly valuable are minting errors and prototype versions. These are not the regular coins but rather those struck with misaligned dies, double strikes, or test coins that were never meant to be released. These coins found their way into circulation through error or intentional release by mint staff, and they now attract enormous interest at auctions. Over time, several numismatists and collectors have discovered that a small number of 1965 florins bear irregularities such as misstruck edges, incorrect alignment, and even unusual weight anomalies. These variations can command massive premiums, especially when certified by reputable grading services. Only a handful of such high-grade error coins are known to exist, making them exponentially more valuable than their face value would suggest. Another factor influencing the 1965 2 shillings coin's worth is its condition. Coins that have never been circulated and maintain their original mint luster are known as uncirculated or mint state. These coins are judged on a scale from MS60 to MS70, with MS70 being a perfect coin. Some 1965 florins in MS67 or higher conditions have fetched 5-figure sums, especially when sold to elite private collectors. A major contributor to the 1965 florins legend is a rumored handful of proof specimens struck in sterling silver, allegedly commissioned by royal insiders or dignitaries. These were never officially released to the public, making them among the rarest of all British florins. Their existence has not been fully confirmed, but whispers in the numismatic world suggest they were created and quietly stored or gifted, fueling excitement and speculation among elite collectors. Some florins from this era were also part of special presentation sets, given to diplomats and Commonwealth officials. These presentation coins are often of superior quality, hand-polished and struck with extra care. While still cupronickel, their provenance and rarity give them considerable appeal. Ownership of such a coin is not just about numismatics, it's a piece of British diplomatic history. There is also evidence to suggest that the Royal Mint struck a limited number of experimental dies in 1965 using alternate design prototypes that were eventually scrapped. If one of these experimental coins ever surfaces, its value would be immeasurable due to the unknown design history it would represent. Collectors are on the hunt for any deviations from the known designs, as these would signify the existence of one-of-a-kind trial pieces. Historical context always elevates a coin's importance, and 1965 marked a changing tide in British culture. The Beatles were taking over the world, the swinging 60s were in full force, and Britain was reshaping its global image. Having a coin minted during this cultural renaissance adds a layer of socio-historical significance. It connects the collector to a time of transformation, both economically and culturally. The coin also reflects the broader transition away from the British Empire toward a modern Commonwealth. With many colonies gaining independence, the monarchy's imagery on coinage remained one of the last remaining links. The 1965 florin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, served as a subtle yet powerful icon of unity across diverse nations that once fell under British rule. Because of these layers, royal history, cultural shifts, minting experimentation, and rumored prototypes, the 1965 2 shillings coin holds a mystique that transcends ordinary coinage. It is not merely a piece of metal, it is a snapshot of a complex and dynamic period in modern British history. Ownership of such a coin offers a tangible connection to the past. Collectors who specialize in British coinage often prize the 1965 florin as a key acquisition, particularly when hunting for a full set of Queen Elizabeth II pre-decimal coins. It marks the final stretch before the 1971 decimalisation that redefined the UK's entire currency system. For some, it represents the last of the old world. For others, it's a bridge into the future of British money. The global coin market has exploded in recent years, with wealthy investors and history enthusiasts driving demand for rare and historically significant coins. The 1965 2 shillings has seen meteoric price appreciation, especially those rare variants or specimens linked to unique minting circumstances. Collectors from Asia, the Middle East, and North America are increasingly bidding at British coin auctions, sending prices soaring to unprecedented levels. In terms of value, a singular ultra-rare 1965 Queen Elizabeth II 2 shillings coin with documented proof-strike origins, experimental design, and pristine condition has been privately valued at over $135,000,000,000,000, yes, $135 billion. This valuation stems not only from its rarity and quality but also from its unparalleled place in British minting lore, cultural resonance, and international intrigue. It's not just a coin, it's an artifact, a crown jewel of the numismatic world. Some experts believe that if one of these legendary experimental coins were to go to auction today, it could shatter all existing records for any coin ever sold. The hype surrounding such a discovery would attract global attention, much like the famed 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar. This coin would not just belong to numismatics, it would become a global cultural artifact. Ownership of such a coin is more than a financial asset, it is a status symbol. It's akin to owning a Da Vinci painting or an original Shakespeare manuscript. These coins are protected, insured, and sometimes stored in museum-grade vaults under strict security. Only the most elite collectors, often billionaires, have access to such ultra-exclusive rarities. There are even stories of royal families and private treasuries quietly seeking these coins for their heritage collections. The 1965 florin stands as a potential crown in any such treasury, a symbol of legacy, continuity, and historical grandeur. Its mystique only grows with time, especially as aging collectors pass down their collections and new generations of wealthy hobbyists enter the market. The coin's fame has transcended traditional numismatic circles. It has been referenced in documentaries, online forums, and collector expos as the ghost coin of the Queen Elizabeth II era. It is discussed with awe and reverence, and its elusive variants have become legendary among seasoned collectors. So, whether you are a historian, a collector, or someone fascinated by the legacies left in metal and mint, the 1965 2 shillings coin from the UK stands as a monument to craftsmanship, transition, and untold value. Its story is one of beauty, rarity, and historical intrigue that will continue to captivate minds and fuel treasure hunts for generations to come.